Hi, it's Terry from Terry B Fantasy Crafts, and I'm following on now from the project that we put together using Magik Graphics, a Dragon's Realm. I'm making this 3D stepper card. If you haven't seen it, I'll put a link to the video to make the whole thing. Right, what I'm going to try and do now is cover these stones because they're a bit bright for where the dragons are. So I've decided to use some black gesso, which I have here. This happens to be Pebbio gesso, but you can get gesso in quite a few places in different guises, as in jars and pots or in a tube like that. I'm also going to use some WOW embossing powder, and this is primary apple red. It's not got any shiny bits in. It's just your plain red. But it does come out. It's not got any sparkle in it. It's not got any glitter, but it does come out with sort of like a shine or a sheen, so that it sort of has its own sort of depth. So anyway, let's get started. I'm going to put some gesso over on my mat here. I won't bring it too far over because all the work's going to be done on this. Having thought of that, I'd be better actually putting a mat under the whole thing. And put my gesso on this, just so that I don't get gesso all over the glass, which I'm likely to. Right, this is acrylic. Just yes, the white, the black comes out very thinly and very quickly. There's a lot more there than I bargained for. So just taking a bit of the gesso, I'm just going to start sort of painting these stones. Let's see. This side. I could also put some structure paste in between, and which I might well do, and then paint that black as well. Don't be too careful, but I don't want to be too untidy as well. I don't want to be getting it everywhere. You just get it round. Oh, actually, you get it round and about. Yeah. So, I'm not going to be overly careful, apart from where the dragon is. So I knew I'd get it on the mat. I might actually put some paste. Right, I'll just let that dry a bit. Let's put a bit more down here so that it doesn't look as if all that's up in the air. It won't take very long at all to dry, but I'll come back to you once it has. There we go. So that's looking quite good as it is at the moment, but I'll come back to you once that's all dry. If I add any paste, then I'll do it if I come back. If I'm going to do some paste, I'll do it when I come back. Let's just let this dry for now, okay? See you in a bit. Right, so this is all now dried nicely. We've got a few little bits of white there, but I can always go over that again. In fact, I can go over that with a black Sharpie. In fact, you probably could have coloured all this with Sharpies, but it won't get in as easy as the black gesso did. So right, the next thing is to put some wow embossing powder on, and what I'm using is this acid-free glue pen. This one came with a foil kit, but you can get them from Sticks, and I often stock them. Basically, it goes on blue, so you can see where you're going. I'll just show you that. So, right there. It goes on blue. It didn't come out very well, did it? You can see that just about. It goes on blue so you can see where you're going, which is great if you wanted to actually write names or something. While it's blue, it's an adhesive, but I don't use it as an adhesive. When it goes clear, apparently it can be repositionable. But I actually only use it for embossing or foiling. With it, you have to let it dry before putting the glitter on. So what I'm going to do is just, and to get more glue coming out, you just pressing on there to make less glue. You're pressing up, pressing up into that, but I don't want less glue, so I'm just going to go there. There we go. Try and take my hand away so you can see what I'm doing. And just putting that on top. I could actually have used proper glue. I don't think that this is one of the stones have come out there. All over my fingers. Right, I'm aborting that. I do use it for glitter, but so I thought it would be great for embossing. But I'm aborting that in favour of some other glue. Let's put this on. Sorry, the good old Cosmic Shimmer. And I'm going to use a cocktail stick. Put it on this mat. I could have stopped the video and started again, but no, we all make these mistakes. Not everything is perfect, and that's not going to come out. Yes, it is. This dries very quickly, so I'm not going to have much time. It's getting a little bit of a cocktail stick and just going round. Dot round. Still getting one or two stones that's going to come off. Wondering actually if just dots. It's a big dot. And basically we're just going to look like it's hot coals. in case you wondered what on earth I was doing. I don't know if I'm speaking up properly, because I noticed on the earlier one I did, because yes, I have checked it over, that I was not that loud, so I'm trying to remember to be a bit louder. Now again, I'm going to wait for that to dry a little bit. I'll put that over there and I can pick it off after. Not a lot. Right. No, I don't have to wait for it to dry. What am I talking about? This isn't the glue I was going to use in the first place. Right, now I've got 2 pieces of paper. One to catch. That one's wet, so let's get another one. Excuse me a minute. I keep a whole lot of scrap paper here. If I've used it before and don't need it, then I'll sort of use that, like these wasteful sheets that come off the printer when you're changing printer cards. And if you've noticed, I've got a different colour top on. That's because... Have I got it? Yeah, I have. That's because I left this dry overnight just to make doubly sure that it was dry, and I've got ink on there. This is like Tommy Cooper, isn't it? Right. Okay, we're ready to go. This will have all dried by the time I've been faffing, and it won't stick. And if it has, I shall put some more on. I love wow powder, so a big lump in there. There we are. Well, there's enough on there, isn't there? Let's just put the excess off before I should have if I'd have been clever, I'd have creased it, wouldn't I? Oh, I've creased it by there. Never been very good at this bit. As good as it's going to be. Put that back there. Let's get some. Is there any more on there? Give it a little tap, and then that too can go back in. The purpose of this sheet underneath is because I can't do it like they do on the television and get it all in the pot. And I don't think they do either. Or they're very, very clever, much cleverer than I am. Okay, so now the time has come to emboss. If you don't know how to emboss or what you need, this is a heat tool. You can't use a hairdryer to do this sort of thing. Don't ever use a hairdryer. I don't know what will happen because I've always listened and not tried to use one. But this is very hot, and you should always, probably can't hear me over that, you should always let it heat up so that it's at a decent temperature or a constant one. If you were using your iron, you would heat the iron up, so always heat your embossing tool up first. There, that should be okay. So I'm trying to do this so you can see what happens. Put it on there. I'm not sure if you can see it turning. Yeah, it's going the one thing about embossing is just follow as it starts to solidify. That's the correct word, not solidify. As it starts to go liquidy, just follow it round quickly, and don't stay in the one part too long, otherwise you'll burn it and it won't be very nice. I'm not sure that sounds quite done. There we go. Couldn't really see properly when I was turned that way, but I could see that there was just powder. Now, I don't know if you can see that is, well, it's looking like the top of a volcano to me. I hope it is to you. So there we have that card all finished. I was about to say, I don't know if you can see, but it does look a little bit sort of like it's liquidy, as you would imagine the top of a volcano to be, the molten liquid from it. It is a bit hot, and because it's hot, it's sort of, what's the word, softened the card. And there's our card. I didn't finish off putting the foliage on, but I will do that and put up a photograph. So I hope you've enjoyed the tutorial. There we go. Saw the top of it yesterday. I hope you've enjoyed the tutorial, and if you have, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, which you can actually go to through my website, which is www.fantasycrafts.co.uk. The YouTube channel, if you're watching from my website, is Terry B Fantasy Crafts. So, as I said, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye.